I was once New York's most arrogant, the beloved third daughter of the Mafia Don. Now my wrists and ankles were locked in iron chains, pinned to a basement bed. The room was pitch black. I hadn't eaten or drunk anything in days. All I wanted was to die.
A tall man came from the bedside. He poured a scorching aphrodisiac into my throat, and then forcibly pressed his body tightly against me.
Had you not interfered, she'd still be mine. You're so desperate for this. I'll give you exactly what you want.
After a brutal night of forced intimacy, my tears were streaming down my face. He let out a low, mocking laugh.
Principessa Cara, look how far you've fallen.
When I disregarded him, he had a swarm of beggars brought in.
Do whatever they pleased with Miss Cara.
My breath thin and fragile, I held his gaze in stubborn defiance.
Kill me if you must. Why bother with cruel humiliation?
The man in front of me was Elias Walker, the underboss who had put the new Dawn in power. He was also the man I had once chained to my side like a madwoman. He stared at me with unbridled hatred.
Humiliation? What you once did to me, Miss Cara, was far worse.
I perished in agony and shame. Blood from my broken body soaked the cold stone floor. After my death, he ordered my body dumped in a mass grave. When I opened my eyes again, I found Elias Walker fully stripped, locked inside an iron cage, and hung from above. To inflame his senses, the head maid poured a honeyed aphrodisiac all over his bare body. He let out a few soft, ragged gasps. I remember I had chained him to the bed with iron shackles, dosed him with heavy drugs, and violated him utterly, only to keep the proud Elias Walker by my side. After I spent the night tangled with him, he still tried to run away. At dawn the next day, I ordered my men to break his legs. It wasn't until his childhood sweetheart, Lila, finally returned that he was pulled out of the gutter. She took him to Don Valentino's estate and dragged him from the brink of ruin. Later, Elias stood by Lila's side and helped her seize power to reign as the underworld's sovereign queen. It wasn't until the dying breath that I understood. To him, my love was nothing but a burden and a chain.
What new trick has Miss Cara come up with to torment me today?
A familiar voice made my heart stumble. I came to my senses and looked again at this devastatingly handsome man. And then I realized I'd been reborn. The damage was already done. I couldn't change what he thought of me. This time, I would let go of my paranoia and obsession, and choose to let them be together.
Guards, release him. Now!
Once they settled him into a chair, I knelt down and gently stroked his leg. Elias watched me coldly. The moment I drew back his pants, his eyes blazed with revulsion. He let out a cold laugh.
Look at me now. And you still want me, Principessa?
I didn't humiliate him the way I used to. Instead, I applied the ointment to the scarred skin on his leg, slow and careful, rubbing gently. He wore a faint look of shock.
What is the meaning of this, Princess?
I stand up, pointing straight at his leg.
Your leg injury can be cured. Use topical healing ointment daily. Get targeted therapy and therapeutic massage, plus medicinal baths. Make a full recovery in 3 months.
A flash of joy flickered in his eyes, only to dim instantly.
Whether my leg heals or not, I am already a ruined man. What difference does it make?
I lowered my head and kept my voice soft.
You have extraordinary talent. You will be a pillar of this family one day. Don't sell yourself short.
Elias scoffed, shooting me a sidelong glance. To him, it was utterly absurd that I, who had hurt him, was now offering him comfort. I offered no rebuttal, only holding his gaze as I spoke softly.
Lie down on the bed.
Elias curled his lips into a mocking smile. Expression cold, he wheeled to the bed, braced himself, and inched onto the mattress. Slow, stiff, agonizing. He lay motionless, frigid and drained.
Do as you please, Princess. Just be quick. I am worn out.
I caught my breath, then settled on the edge of the bed. Elias truly bore a face devastating enough to entrance all. Even reduced to such a wretched state, he still exuded an otherworldly cold pride. I slowly ran my fingers over his skin. Then my hands moved to unfasten his trousers next. Elias shut his eyes.
It will sting. Hold on.
Right after, I pressed a fine medical needle into the key trigger points on his leg. Elias's eyes snapped open. His face broke. Just for a second. He stared at my hands.
What are you doing?
Clearly, I'm giving you localized needling therapy. I'll release your damaged fascia with targeted pressure, paired with soft tissue massage. An hour of treatment each day will be enough.
I said softly.
This injury is my fault. From today on, I'll tend to your rehab and massage your muscles daily until you fully recover.
Elias clenched his fist, his body turning taut and stiff.
Is this some new ploy of yours?
He seized my arm abruptly, holding me trapped beneath his piercing gaze. In his past life, I broke his legs, but he'd never been this shaken. Elias Walker had never feared torture, yet he feared kindness. Gentleness clouds the mind, and slow tenderness kills. I gave him no explanation, merely focusing on his leg injury. I was Don Vito Sovino's daughter, raised in blood, betrayal, and cruelty. Yet I learned to become a doctor, so no matter who abandons me, I can save myself. In his past life, illness and broken legs destroyed Elias's spirit. He pushed Lila away, and she chose another man. Crushed by despair, he fell into darkness, growing into a ruthless and terrifying underboss. But the first time I ever saw him, he was strikingly handsome, cold pride written between his brows. Mastered the family's strategy, been a poor genius with a mind that came once in a century. Yet later, I watched him caress his incurable legs beneath the dusk. Elias smiled, soundlessly. After that, he became the cleaner. Men called a monster. He knew deep down that he was no longer worthy of the girl he loved. So he drank the poison wine, in one long swallow. Now he sat across from me on the bed, our eyes locked. His gaze was dark and endless. Thank God. I'd returned when his legs could still be healed. I tossed his coat to him, my tone cold and detached.
I have no interest in you anymore. Leave my estate once your leg has healed.
I arranged for Elias Walker to recover in my private suite. Word spread instantly.
Miss Cara had grown bored with him. The pretty Mr. Walker had fallen out of favor.
I heard it and felt uneasy. I went to check on him. The winter air was cutting, but the private suite Elias occupied had no heater running at all. Elias sat at the mahogany table and was quietly immersed in a heavy old book. When he looked up, a strand of hair fell across his striking face. My heart slammed.
Why has Miss Cara come here?
I walked toward him, and then I reached out and touched the back of his hand.
Exactly as I expected. Cold as ice. Why don't you have the heat on?
Without the Principess's favor, I am merely a discarded pawn in every soul's sight.
I could not tell if it was just my mind playing tricks. Brutality lingered in Elias's smile, sending a cold shiver through me. That chilling gaze reminded me of his past self.
Principessa Cara,
Bloodthirsty,
look how far you've
unforgiving.
fallen.
He crossed mountains of corpses, paving a bloody way for Lila to reign as the Donna.
Your injury cannot be exposed to cold. The really snow withs to the meath. Elia, and who touches you answers to me. Tell me what you want. Every wish you make, I make it real. No one lays a hand on you unless I say so.
Elias stared at me for a long moment.
Miss Cara, I only need heat, pen, and paper.
Only these? Those maids who mistreated you, what do you want done with them?
Let them go without meat and heat for the next half a month.
I smiled. This was the Elias I'd always known. In the last life, everyone called Elias a devil. But I understood he only lived by one rule. Good for good, evil for evil. Give back exactly what was given. Every cruel thing Elias ever did was to seize power for Lila. Not once did he act for himself. He drank the poison wine, in one long swallow. Even his final moments were filled with loving regret.
Silly man.
In his mind, I had always been the cruel Principessa who ruined his life. Only Lila had ever been his salvation.
The moon was cold. The wind cut through the night.
Why could he still not stand and walk?
I lay in bed, turning the problem over and over.
Was my technique insufficient? Or was there something wrong deeper in his heart?
Then I heard someone quietly push open the door to my suite. Footsteps, slow. I kept my eyes shut and pretended to sleep, but I could feel a presence standing at my bedside, and a faint medicinal scent reached me. This was Elias. Why would he intrude in my chambers deep into the night? His leg injury had long healed, so why feign a limp? Elias sat on the edge of my bed, his gaze lingering on me for ages.
My heart seized. Should I pretend to wake? With one faint, effortless tug, Elias undid the ribbon of my undergarment. His body pressed against my bare flesh, his warmth sinking deep within me, igniting all my senses. Amid the darkness, I finally dared to open my eyes.
Elias, what are you doing?
Miss Kara, tonight, I want you.
Stay away. I have no desire for this.
But he seized my hand in a firm grip, leaning in to kiss me. I instinctively tried to pull away, only for him to pin me firmly in place.
Don't move.
I frowned, staring at him in confusion. This wasn't the Elias Walker I knew. He was supposed to refuse my touch. Every time after indulging, he would bathe and burn incense, erasing every trace of my scent. To him, the love we shared was nothing but shame. He breathed gently against my ear, his kiss leaving me utterly breathless and consumed. But just as I was on the verge of sinking into his temptation, my peripheral gaze caught his cold, distant eyes.
He'd use his body to lure me tonight just to test me.
Because in this world of dirty deals and naked power, he refused to believe I acted without ulterior motive. I felt a dull ache. In his eyes,
Leela.
perhaps only soft and innocent Lila, sheltered from this dark world, could make him drop his guard. And I was forever the vicious, calculating principessa, nothing more.
I rolled over, swiftly pulling a pistol from under the covers.
And then, I seized his neck.
Who granted you the audacity to step into my bed?
Yet he showed not the slightest fear that I might pull the trigger.
You healed my leg. To repay your kindness, Miss Kara, I offered myself to you tonight.
Get out. I've told you, I'm not interested in you. He stared at me doubtfully.
But you looked utterly engrossed by my kiss just now, Miss Kara. Could I have misread you?
I pressed the muzzle of my gun harder against his heart.
One more word, and I'll kill you.
A beguiling smile tugged at his lips.
You'd never hurt me, right?
My expression faltered faintly, but I did not fire.
What is it you truly want, Miss Kara?
His eyes stirred a ripple through my chest that wouldn't stop. But I knew. His gentleness is feigned.
I don't want anything. Your leg is healed. Leave tomorrow.
Elias's brows drew together. He stared at me, as if trying to see through me. My answer clearly wasn't the one he'd been looking for. He couldn't understand why I hurt him, and now heal him again. Power, money, control. Everyone inside this estate had their own agenda. But what I wanted, simply, was for him to live well, to love whoever he wanted, freely.
Elias, if you ever need help, you can still come to me.
It seems Miss Kara has truly grown tired of me. Then I will go out.
He acted indifferent, but his steps stumbled. After Elias left, the warmth of where he'd been still lingered in the sheets. I've grown greedy for this fleeting warmth, yet it is all but a fleeting spring dream. I reminded myself, stay away from Elias Walker. The next morning, Elias had already left my wing. Good. He and I had never been walking the same road. Not long after Elias left, Lila appeared. The first time I saw Lila, she was standing up for Elias. Spotting me coming, the butlers at the estate deliberately mocked Elias in front of my face. They called him a pretty pet who'd earned his keep on his back. They think he used his looks and his body to please his mistress. And even they said the butlers were worth more than him. Every word is filthy. They didn't understand Elias Walker was a wolf who had only been temporarily caged. Once freed, his teeth would rip their throats out. I clenched my fist. I moved toward them, but someone else's whip cracking across the faces of those underlings. The girl wore red, fierce, elegant, no makeup, and still stunning. Lila's voice was commanding.
Underlings! A pack of social climbers! How could you humiliate Mr. Walker?
Her gaze shifted to me.
Those at the top have power. But power used to take what isn't yours? What kind of love is that?
She meant me, obviously. It comes as no surprise she was going to be a Dawn. Even the perpetually detached Elias looked at her with something soft in his eyes. Though Elias wasn't as cold toward me as he'd been last life,
But the moment Lila appeared, she pulled him out of whatever darkness he'd been in. This time, Elias was no longer broken. I have no wish to disturb his peace again. I turned around and quietly walked away. Elias became Lila's personal advisor. They say Lila had brought premium champagne to Don Valentino's study every day until he agreed. Not long after, I heard from the maids that Elias's old leg injury had flared up again. Lila stayed at his bedside day and night. She refused to leave until Don Valentino ordered her back to her chambers. I frowned. Is his leg injury acting up again? That night, I wrapped myself in a coat, took an oil lamp, and walked through the snow. Elias lay motionless in his private suite. I pushed the window open. The bitter medicinal smell thinned.
Miss Kara, why are you here?
Looking at his face was white. I felt something heavy in my chest.
I came to check on you.
I stepped closer to his bed, slowly pulling back the dressing on his leg. The old scar was swollen, the wound split and infected. His physician had administered strong treatment without cleaning or disinfecting it.
Why have you come?
I told you. I'm going to heal your leg.
He merely watched me contemplatively. I exhaled silently. I fix what I break. That's my code. I used a cloth treated with penicillin to clean the wound carefully.
I heard you've been Lila through the estate every day. Your leg flared up because you've been overworking it.
Lena grew up outside. She's new here. Naturally, she's curious.
I smiled. Something bitter moved through me. How could I forget? He would throw his own life away for her. A broken leg was nothing. I wrapped the wound again and told him quietly.
Your leg needs rest. Stop walking around with Lila.
I packed my medical bag and turned to go. Behind me, I heard him ask,
Will Miss Kara come back?
3 days. I'll come change the deading.
Every 3 days, I wrapped myself against the snow and came to Elias's private suite at night to change his bandages. Tonight, I heard laughter from outside his door before I even reached it. One lamp burned warm inside. 2 silhouettes moved on the window glass.
Leela, it's late. Go get some rest.
The girl turns away with a bright, playful look. I blew out my oil lamp. I hid in the shadow of the corridor and watched Lila walk away until she disappeared. Then I stepped inside. Elias sat at his desk. He looked at me and said,
Warm your hands.
I recognized it. A gift Don Valentino had given Lila. This time, I didn't tell Elias to get on the bed. I crouched at his feet, right there at the desk, and changed his dressing.
Elias, after this, I won't be coming anymore.
He said nothing, which made me feel awkward.
I've made amends for my past mistakes. I'd planned to aid you within the family, yet Lila supports you. You have a clear path ahead, and I am unnecessary.
Elias bent slightly toward me.
Are you jealous of Lila?
Elias bent slightly toward me.
Are you jealous of Lila?
I laughed quietly and said it plainly.
Yes. I'm fairly jealous of her.
He smiled faintly.
Miss Kara, you have everything. What could you possibly envy in her?
What am I envying, really? I was the principessa who had everything. And I envied Lila, who had grown up with unworldly. Her eyes still held a brightness that was alive and fearless. I admire she loved openly, hated openly, was vivid and beautiful. But I, growing up in a world of political maneuvering, had long since bleached it out of me. As if only the girls who shone like that were the ones people actually loved.
Miss Kara, you've become unpredictable to me. Was the arrogance and the cruelty as your mask?
He suddenly raised his hand and pressed it to the back of my head, and then he kissed me. My waist pressed gently into the crook of his arm, and I closed my eyes. After the kiss, I breathed against him, slightly undone, but I saw it. Elias's lips pressed tight, watching my reaction, testing me. Again, using himself as bait. I was an idiot. I knew everything he did was for Lila, and his tenderness was a probe. And still the warmth of him scattered my sense.
Elias.
I said his name softly.
Never love with all your heart. 7 parts is enough. Don't be so silly, not anymore.
After that night, a long time passed without me seeing Elias. But I heard Elias had stepped down as Lila's personal advisor. Elias had been promoted to consigliere. Don Valentino had adopted Elias's proposal to reduce the family's street taxes. I busied myself with the medical supplies in my hands, genuinely relieved and happy for him. Everyone on the estate noticed Miss Kara had changed. She devoted herself to medicine. She had even apprenticed herself to the chief family doctor. Rumors spread Miss Cara was jealous of Leela, afraid she'd compete for position. Even Don Valentino tested me.
Would you like to take over the family?
I offered him a bottle of the painkillers and antibiotic ointments I'd mixed myself. I declared my purpose clearly.
I wanted to be a healer.
Don Valentino looked at me with warmth and said I had inherited Elena's wish, and that his daughter had finally grown up. As for the rumors inside the estate, I didn't care. I was only mildly curious. What would Elias think? If I became a threat to Leela's path to power, would he destroy me, the way he had last life? I sniffed the air. The faint smell of scorched medicinal herbs drifted from the stove. I got up quickly, laughing at myself as I rushed to turn off the flame. Sure enough, handsome men have always distracted one from duty. This summer, a succession of violent storms caused flooding across multiple regions. The waters drowned entire neighborhoods. The harvest was destroyed. Donna Valentino led the estate in donating jewelry to the relief fund. An aid station was set up at the perimeter of the estate. Donna herself handed out supplies. The noble women of the Alliance followed her example. Right before I asked Don Valentino to let me join the doctors outside, Lila walked in to hear.
Don Valentino, I am formally requesting that you grant me and Elias an alliance marriage arrangement.
Don Valentino frowned.
We'll discuss this later.
He turned that same displeased look on me.
And you're here for Walker too?
I'm here for the medical crisis among the victims.
Don seemed genuinely interested.
And how would you solve it?
Manhattan's victims can be relocated to better resourced areas near the estate. Temporary field clinics shall be set up at major intersections, staffed by our family clinic physicians. And when the time is right, we strike.
Excellent. Both excellent. Elias just proposed moving the displaced to food, and now you come with moving the displaced to medicine.
Miss Cara requests permission to accompany the family clinic team outside the estate to treat the victims.
You're my principessa. You want to get close to those refugees?
I'm also a doctor. A doctor heals everyone, rich or poor, mob or civilian.
Don Valentino smiled.
You truly have grown up.
Outside in the corridor, Lila stopped me.
Did you come to interrupt my requesting on purpose?
I met her eyes directly.
The victims are starving and dying in the streets. Children are infected. And you think your personal feelings take priority right now?
Lila faltered.
I didn't.
In last life, Lila had grown up outside the estate. She understood what real suffering looked like. After she took power, she pushed New Order reform and built an era of peace. It's not the girl distracted by romance while people died. I kept my face hard.
I'm not trying to take Elias from you. He is yours.
Lila pressed her lips together, a trace of guilt behind her eyes.
I couldn't take him even if I tried. What you said was right. Those in power have authority, but they also have obligations they must fulfill.
Lila nodded in agreement.
You're smarter than me. You know that.
I turned and found Elias standing at the far end of the corridor, gazing me. He walked closer and a smile moved through it.
Miss Cara, it's been a while. I find you more and more interesting.
I couldn't stop a small tremor.
Elias, what a coincidence.
Not a coincidence. I specifically...
Mr. Walker, were you waiting for me?
Lila came jogging over. I see. He'd lingered here just to wait for Lila.
Miss Cara, I...
Congratulations.
I interrupted him at once.
You've gotten what you desired.
Outside the walls, a 3-year-old girl in her mother's arms lay covered in infected sores. I found again the reason I first became a doctor.
Young lady, you have such a good heart. You'll go to paradise when you die, for saving so many people.
The family doctor beside me laughed.
Do you know who this young lady is? This is Miss Cara Valentino.
I heard gasps all around.
That's the one who chained her own advisor in chains? The one they call the vicious Principessa?
A little girl staggered back and rushed into her mother's arms in a panic.
Is that the dreadful Miss Cara?
I laughed bitterly. Was my reputation really that bad? Late that night, I slipped into the dark oak grove behind the private suite. But I thought I saw Elias's figure far away. He wanted nothing more than to stay as far from me as possible. Why would he ever come back to this grove? Suddenly, a woman rushed to me with a knife. The grove was dark and thick and still. Suddenly, a maid lunged at me with a knife. The blade sliced open my right shoulder. Blood spilled instantly.
Miss Kara! Do you know? My child died in the floods! Why didn't you save him?
She saw the first strike hadn't hit anything vital and then raised the knife for a second blow. Suddenly, blade drove through her throat from behind. She collapsed and blood poured from her mouth. I looked up at the man standing behind her and laughed.
Elias, it really is you. What are you doing here?
Elias said nothing, just pulled me into him and began checking my wound. I went blush and tried to block his hands.
Elias, you're not a doctor. You can't treat this.
He pushed my hands away, pulled out a handkerchief, and pressed it against my wound to stop the bleeding. His warm breath brushed my neck, light and ticklish.
Elias, why did you save me? If I died, wouldn't it be happier for you and Leela?
Even though I had no intention of taking power for myself. But my death would remove the last obstacle from Lila's path to Donna. Elias's mouth curved faintly.
I did once hate you and even want you dead. But now,
He stared at me.
I don't want Miss Kara to die anymore.
He gathered me up into his arms and leave.